الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد من بحر أنوارك ومعدن أسرارك ولسان حجتك وعروس مملكتك وإمام حضراتك وطراز ملكك وخزائن رحمتك وطريق شريعتك المتلذذ بتوحيدك إنسان عين الوجود والسبب في كل موجود عين أعيان خلقك المتقدم من نور ضيائك صلاة تدوم بدوامك وتبقى ببقائك لا منتهى لها دون علمك صلاة ترضيك وترضيه وترضى بها عنا يا رب العالمين وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. روى إمامنا مالك عن أبي الزناد عن الأعرج عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال مولانا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا قلت لصاحبك أنصت والإمام يخطب يوم الجمعة فقد لغوت. وفي حديث آخر ومن لغى فلا جمعة له. أنصتوا رحمكم الله أنصتوا وفقكم الله أنصتوا واسمعوا وأطيعوا يغفر لي ولكم الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله
الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله استعينه وأستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ولا تجد وليا مرشدا. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمد عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة. من يطيع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصهما فقد غوى. نسأل الله ربنا أن يجعلنا ممن يطيعه ويطيع رسوله ويتبع رضوانه ويجتنب سخطه. أما بعد، قال الله في كتابه العزيز: بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: وأنزلنا إليك الكتاب بالحق مصدقا لما بين يديه من الكتاب ومهيمنا عليه فاحكم بينهم بما أنزل الله ولا تتبع أهواءهم عما جاءك من الحق لكل جعلنا منكم شرعة ومنهاجا ولو شاء الله لجعلكم أمة واحدة ولكن ليبلغكم فيما آتاكم فاستبقوا الخيرات إلا الله مرجعكم جميعا فينبئكم بما كنتم فيه تختلفون. صدق الله العظيم. In English, and we have sent down the book to you with truth, confirming and conserving the previous books. So judge between them by what Allah has sent down, and do not follow their whims and desires, deviating from the truth that has come to you. We have appointed a law and a practice for every one of you. Had Allah willed, He would have made you a single community. But He wanted to test you regarding what has come to you. So compete against each other in doing good. Every one of you will return to Allah, and He will inform you regarding the things about which you differed. There is a difference between the dynamic of the deen of Islam and the lifeless stasis of religion. Religion here refers to man-made systems of worship, some based upon the deen in its earlier manifestations, such as Christianity and Judaism, and others not normally recognized as such, like secularism, scientism, humanism, various political systems, and too many others to mention here. It is important to distinguish between deen and religion, so that we do not fall into the trap of joining with those who are trying to reduce the deen to one religion among many, thereby accepting the theory of the brotherhood of man, that all religions are the same and we are all on the same path. Our journey through life is referred to in terms of a path, a road, sirat, sharia. This indicates the nature of our existence, which is one of passing through. We neither live on the road nor stay in the country that it cuts through. Islam is this journey, and its sharia is there for us to make our way through the dangers and pitfalls that this world presents, to arrive safely in the presence of Allah in the garden. Journeying means we are constantly leaving things behind and arriving at new ones, only to leave them also. You can say that we only enter this world in order to leave it. but what is between will determine our everlasting future. There has only ever been one deen, only one way, because there is only one God, one destination. Sayyidina Ibrahim, Sayyidina Musa, Sayyidina Issa, alayhi salam, all brought Islam. But as Allah tells us in the ayah mentioned, we have sent down the book to you with truth, confirming and conserving the previous books. Their teaching only exists in its purity within Allah's deen, completed by Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What the Jews and Christians have now is religion, totally adulterated and distorted from what these noble messengers came with, and incapable of taking them to the garden or salvation. This also happens to the Muslims, but unlike the religions, Allah raises up men in every age who call the people back to what was established in Medina by Rasulullah, his companions, the followers and their followers. They strip away the religion that accumulates and tarnishes the deen and bring it back to its pristine dynamism. Religion is the lifeless observance of ritual. It doesn't transform the self or society, merely maintaining a status quo. It is passed from one generation to the other, a prison that young people can't wait to run away from. It kills the spirit and creates bigots, criminals, and lifeless automatons going about their business of making the banks richer. Life is always in motion and change, in line with our bodies and all around us. When all that amazing organic activity flowing incessantly through us from birth stops, we die. The deen, that is Islam, Iman and Ihsan, unites and completes our inner and outer existence in relation to where we came from and where we are going. What Islam brings for each of us is Iman and Ihsan. The sweetness of Iman lies in the heart, and that glow is recognizing the closeness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that the difference between those who remember Allah and those who don't is the difference between the living and the dead. He also said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ad-dina mu'amala. Deen is behavior, transaction. That is why Allah gave us this deen, this way of behavior, that by it we would come to know Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our existence only has meaning in relation to Allah's existence. He brought us into being and continues to maintain us with kun fayakun, be, it is, until He, subhanahu wa ta'ala, pulls us back from whence we came. All that happens in between is His purpose, and the people of the garden live with this in their hearts and act to their best ability to follow the messenger. The people of the fire ignore Allah's purpose and so fulfill it in their arrogant and ungrateful ignorance. Allah not only gave us our existence, but also the elements that surround us, the time we live in, the place, our wives, children, our loves, hates, and inclinations, and so on. Our circumstances change, the world changes, but Allah is as He was, and He is the real Al-Haq. All that we encounter during our lives makes up the landscape of dunya that our path leads through. If we stick with the halal and avoid the haram, we will move towards the garden and the face of Allah. If we give them permanence without regard to the guidance of the Rasul, we will be left behind with those bound for the fire. Our purpose, then, is to know Allah's purpose and to submit to it by following the Rasul in his exemplary obedience to Allah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Modern society consigns us to the pit of individuality, making us the center of the universe with all sorts of rights and privileges governed by our wants and needs, with democracy in place to ensure that we get what we want, ruled by popularity. As Muslims, we are in it, but we do not have to be of it. We will be marked out by our struggle to establish what Allah has commanded. We do not have to destroy the society we are in. It seems to be doing that quite effectively itself. We need to sow the seed of Islam, and while it is an individual responsibility, it cannot be done individually. A community is like a body, made up of heart, head, organs, limbs, which when healthy, act in accord to a common end. We cannot afford to see ourselves as separate, dismembered, or lost in our own difficulties. Indeed, the degree of our separation is the degree of our difficulty. If you turn towards your brothers and sisters before your own problems and make their concerns yours, Allah will help you in yours. Remember, this is Allah's affair. This is the dynamism that brings Allah into the equation. You are no longer confined to your view of life. You have opened yourself to other possibilities. This is the example of Medina al-Munawwara, whose residents preferred each other before themselves, because their expectation was turned to Allah. This is the dynamic struggle we face to take on the Medinan way, trust completely in Allah, and leave behind the anxious, fearful existence of modern society. We must be a beacon to each other so that we may be a light for those around us. Because we are the ones with Allah's deen, we must take it to the people of the religions. They are kuffar, but among them are the future leaders of this deen, as well as our enemies. And when we give them the good news and warning, we will see who is who. The kuffar have nothing to offer us except their poisons of democracy, human rights, and criminally genocidal financial system, and tolerance for evil. Justice, peace, safety, prosperity, noble wealth, and noble poverty will only come within the fold of Islam. The way that Allah made for us, and the way made clear in Medina by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and all who followed that original clear model. Muslims, rely on Allah and ask Him to help your brothers and sisters in Islam, and make your actions bring benefit to those around you. Ya Allah, count us among those that love you and your Rasul. Allah bless us with the encounter with him, and may we be among those that preserve and re-establish his sunnah. Ya Allah, return to us your complete deen, the deen that will overwhelm the kuffar and bring many of them to your path. The deen that will bring back the rule of Islam, sincere iman, and the attainment of ihsan. Allah give us strength and courage in da'wah, and open the hearts of people to your message. Give us victory over the kafirun, so that your name will become uppermost and justice will prevail for all. Allah give us power for your sake, as you have given us knowledge for your sake. Allah grant peace and blessings on your Rasul, bless his family and companions, all of them, particularly the four rightly guided Khalifs, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman and Ali. Allah bless Sheikh Dr. Abdul Qadir Asufi with good health and long life. Bless our Emir and people of knowledge. Bless the Muslims of this city and put them in the forefront of re-establishing the deen and taking it to the people around them. Allah help and heal our sick and protect us. Ya Hafidh. May He bless all of our emirs and sheikhs in their endeavors to implement the guidance that come to them. Allah give them the strength and courage that their task requires. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه عدد ما في علم الله صلاة دائمة بدوام الملك الله. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين واقتل الكفر والكافرين وانصر المجاهدين في سبيل الله واجعل كلمتك هي العليا وكلمة الكفر هي السفلى. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. يا عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله ويذكركم واشكروا الله ولا تكفروا وقوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله